Into this, and even if there's one person watching, it'll be worth it, I suppose. I think we're live. Welcome to Hotbox Show, guys. Episode 126. Week, what is it? We're going into our third week of lockdown here. We've actually got another human being in the studio. Dale and I have been locked down together for 3 weeks now on the same property, and he's been very cool to have around, Brood. He's been doing a hell of a lot of work because small holding life never really stops. So, hello crew, hello Joe, hello Buzz, hello Dan. It's very weird.
Hi, how you doing?
Wait.
Everybody been behaving themselves and staying in and not going to the movies and not trying to get a fucking McDonald's or driving around aimlessly with the children. How's it going with the kids, Dan?
I had to go out a little bit.
Where have you been? Now tell me, because it's only a matter of time before they check your cell phone to find out, Joe, so you might as well come clean now.
So what happened is our house is solar, right? So our whole thing fucked out. We borrowed a tiny little Jenny from someone in the community that barely kept the batteries alive. My lights kept going off last week. And then over the weekend, we managed to get a bigger generator, which I have borrowed for the enormous cost of 2 boxes of cigarettes. Yeah, I know. That hurt, but then the guys came to have a look, the solar guys, because thank God they're essential services as well. And there was just a whole clusterfuck of things going on. Inverters weren't talking to each other. 5 of our batteries were dead. We had to go to the bank and beg and plead for some money to get new batteries. So up until yesterday, last night, 10 to 5, we got switched back on again. It's been a rough week this week. My stress levels have been...
Yeah. And you, Dan, have you been out? Have you been?
I've smoked more than I should have, which also hasn't helped.
No, well, that's it. At least you got a harvest that you can bring in, which we'll get onto that with the poll. I wonder how people are doing with the weed stakes at home. How are you doing, Dan? How's being a parent?
Actually, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying basically, I'm half my day is taken up because basically homeschooling is becoming a thing now. So homeschooling in the morning, get that done, enjoy it, go outside, jump on trampoline, do kid things, bring up my inner child again, and then from about lunchtime again, then I've just got the rest of the day to do whatever I want to do, flutter around the house, do my thing.
Do you think we'll be on lockdown long enough for you to grow a beard longer than Buzz?
I don't know.
I'll have to start spraying Calpac on my face.
Calpac with everything, guys. Fuck. Well, the poll tonight, it's back to weed on lockdown again because we're watching online and seeing many things going on. It's quite an issue. How are you scoring your weed online? Oh, sorry. How are you scoring weed during lockdown? Are you ringing online? Because I see a bunch of WhatsApp groups on Twitter. I see a bunch of Telegram groups on Twitter. Specifically, there's Centurion ones, there's Pretoria ones, there's Gauteng in general. There's a whole bunch of online stuff going on. So how are you getting your weed? Are you doing it online? Are you doing it in person? Or have you got lanked down?
Yeah, some people are lucky enough to have a local dealer meet right at the spa,
Oh no, things are going down. We'll talk. We're going to cross over to Soweto later on in the show to see how it is in the hood down there, in one of the most densely populated places on earth. And the black market is alive and well, as I imagine, or as I recall Tabo saying. So everybody's morphing and changing into something else at the moment to keep the wheels. And I reckon everyone's got a side hustle going on. You got a side hustle going on, Buzz? No.
No, I'm one of the businesses that is considered non-essential, so I'm really looking forward to hearing this today because I see not just the businesses but the courier companies as well are really suffering. So yeah, just holding my breath and hoping for some good news.
I saw a big petition going around about online services. I mean, it seems quite scandalous that these companies aren't up and running, because if you're in as like a distribution centre, you've got pretty good sanitary and pretty good methods of keeping everybody clean. So don't you think we should have a bunch of online stuff? Or you should. It's not an essential thing, but it's essential to keep every single business operational that can be operational. So
especially if they've got stock of something. I mean, it's not like they're asking people then to go into a factory to make stuff.
But they
If
have
they've
less
got
control
stuff, allow
then.
people to sell it. This
Yeah,
non-essential list of items is a bunch of bullshit, quite frankly.
I think it's such a stupid idea. I mean, I've gone into shops where some shops have put tape over seeds and gardening implements that would possibly be essential in my eyes, and then in other shops that isn't closed off, but it's open, and then some of them have got stupid things closed off. I mean, what's the point? It's in the same shop that you're walking in. Why even make anything inside that shop a non-essential? Maybe you would have things that maybe aren't being imported yet, that can't come in through the borders. Of course, that's something that's not essential, but then it wouldn't be out of stock. But what's the point of making non-essential items in certain shops not available? That's such a stupid idea. You're in the shop anyway. Why not let them buy at this point in time? And we've got no money going through the shop, so why limit what you can sell when at least they can sell everything, or
Especially the gardening equipment. We should be out here growing our own food, and I've even tried. I've planted.
Yeah,
some
everyone's
some
trying, I
things
guess.
that
You see, there's a lot of positives to take out of this as well. Loads of people are trying new gardening stuff. Tomatoes, and not just our kind of tomatoes, but peppers. I know people, I didn't know gardening before I came into this lockdown, really.
when I went to the garden centre, one of the garden centres, I think I saw it last week, every single seedling or grown plant that was just in a seedling tray was gone. Every single one of them was gone. So basically everyone is prepped for end of the world kind of grow their food supply in the next 2 weeks and think that that's going to make it work. But it's all gone.
Myrtle has just dropped a note into the group saying that Ramaphosa's Thursday address to the nation is fake news.
I just saw that as well.
But it came via the presidency Twitter.
There
There was fake news floating around that he was going to talk at 4. And then the 8 o'clock one has been confirmed.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well,
I stand open to correction, obviously, always.
Somebody's blah blah blah. I'm just looking at it now. The Citizen are reporting that he's going to address the nation at 8 p.m. But Myrtle is saying that is now I don't know. Somebody have a look at that while we're going around the houses here. I can't read it all because I'm getting too distracted. It's got to be. I had to go out today for an essential thing to help somebody out who can't go out shopping themselves, and it was eerie. It's the first time I've been out for a long, long time because I was in quarantine with Myrtle from coming back from Europe. So now it's like you can't really remember life before. So I wish I'd put my GoPro on the bonnet because I drove through 4 ways and I've never seen anything like it. Not even at 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Have you been out at all, Buzz? Are you still going to physio and stuff, or is that all canned? Have you still got hospital visits?
All my physio has been canned. They gave me some advanced thing that I've been doing on myself every day here at home.
Nice.
But even though it's in a health service, it wasn't health service enough.
That goes to you. See, Dan, you're talking about all of the seeds being blocked off. At the Spa at Hartford, there isn't anything blocked off at all. You can just go in the shop and get shit. But I suppose the rationale is, I saw Bobby put a post up the other day. He had a fight. He needed a kettle. And there's the kettles, but it's behind a piece of tape. So it took a bit of time, but he did get the kettle in the end. But maybe it's to stop people going out to get absolutely everything. But, by the time I got to Rivonia...
You get a certain amount of things from a shop. I mean, you can't really... What can you... I mean, yes, you can go and... You're going to go for a shopping spree at Pick and Pay. I mean, you're going to just buy more rice, more potatoes.
Well, what I did see today...
Lentils.
what I did see today was the harsh reality of how different this country is during lockdown, because I saw this. There's a clip from Sebekeng on Twitter that somebody took of a kid walking out of a spaza shop with a 2 litre, and these cops doing a total fucking donut 360 to stop him. They jump out and beat the shit out of this kid for going to get a 2 litre Coke on a deserted street. But when I get to go through Rivonia today to do the delivery of the groceries, outside the Woolworths is fucking packed. There's like 4x4s everywhere going to the local Woolworths food to stock up on some shit. But there's no cops with batons. I didn't see a single shambok. The car guards were totally benign and everyone was getting on with their shit. So there's a lot of disparity during this lockdown for all of us, I think. It's a strange time. And the cops are assholes. The cops, Myrtle will actually tell you to your face that she hates the cops, and there's no reason to stop doing it now, because fuck this amount of control cops about it.
All of them. And
I will add
got
to
their
that
big brother
about the
soldiers
police,
with
because
them.
even if they're not tasing them and beating them and shooting the people, I watched a video yesterday of some cop car crashing somewhere in Bloemfontein and taking 2 pedestrians
I
out.
saw that.
One was killed instantly and the other one's in critical condition. Now, one of those dudes was on duty working as a security guard. Where do these guys buy their fucking driver's licenses from? I demand that the entire police force be scrapped and start from fresh.
No police force. How about that?
I've just had another message now that says it is actually confirmed at 8 o'clock.
Cool.
The 4 p.m. one was a fake. The 8 p.m. one is real. So we'll get out of here for 8 o'clock so everybody can switch over to just see exactly what the president says. And I think everybody's waiting to see whether small businesses like Buzz can be online and trade and keep the thing running. Fuck's sake, there's so many people could be working that wouldn't be a risk, because how many deaths or whatever, how many cases have we got now in South Africa? Anybody know?
Just 1,800 and something this afternoon, with 15 or 18 deaths. I can't remember.
Okay,
I
well,
haven't been trying to keep a tab of numbers this week because it's like a
the numbers
really
are only
bad
gonna
game to play.
make you anxious.
yeah, look, I get it. I don't really look at all of that, but something tells me that it is working though, because if you see New York, that's just gone, only in the last couple of days have they decided you can't buy a pizza, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, and there's like they're fucking running 1,000 deaths a day or something. So,
well, I'm starting to wonder about the theory about I don't know. I'm not into conspiracy theories overly much, but the thing about us having had our TB shots, and countries that didn't have TB shots are suffering worse.
Yes, I know. We could get into all sorts of stories about all of it. I think most of us are more confused than we've ever been in our lives. Now we have now got the curse of social media.
Yeah.
We have the curse of the Twitter feed, and my goodness me, there's some crazy shit going on. We've got a plan to talk about Charlotte, obviously, because Charlotte's web fame, she passed away this week. And it went all around the airwaves hundreds of times. But why was I about to say that? Oh, sorry, yeah. There's conflicting news about how it happened, or why she died, or was it a seizure, or was it pneumonia, or was it COVID, or what was it? So every single thing that you see has got this twinge of doubt about it. There she is. The lady that inspired the CBD movement has died at the age of 13, and her parents and the people closest to her, who have all locked themselves down, they've not given interviews, they're having a very private time about it. Yeah. They say in their release that she just didn't make it. She had a cold and she didn't make the next seizure. So who can tell? A lot of people. It says there she tested negative for the virus, but lots and lots of headlines are the fact that she went down to COVID. I don't know if any of you guys have seen anything positive about it, about the incident, but it's quite a thing. Do you know that was like 5 years ago now?
It has. It's been a while. she's been in a part of the community for many years already.
Yeah, not just the CBD movement. That's opened up everyone else to cannabis completely. You know.
Exactly, because CBD is the gateway to THC.
I guess is one way to look at it.
While Charlotte's COVID-19 test results were negative, she may have been tested too late for a positive result. Whatever. I'm seeing reports all over the place of everybody dying of COVID. If you go in there, do you see the meme of the skydiver without the parachute dying of COVID-19? It's fucked up like that. Everybody's dying of one thing now. Whether you go into hospital with gout or what, you end up fucking as a statistic.
Yeah, you're like, damn, that guy survived. Whatever, but Corona took him. Shit.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I would. No. But soon
Well, the
you're going
world
to
has
start
lost
getting
a little
calls.
angel. It's very, very sad.
Yeah.
Obviously, our thoughts and well, praise, not really the right group, but our thoughts and good energy are definitely going to the family and loved ones of her.
You know, I suppose they've been living with
It's hard.
they've been living with the thought of it all their lives. I mean, she's got this far. I've got a very close friend whose son was going to die all his life. He was going to die young, and he was going to die when he was a teenager, and he got to late 20s, and it was every single day was another blessing, you know. And she's got quite a legacy, Charlotte. She really has got one hell of a legacy. It's changed absolutely everything about weed. Remember Sanjay Gupta doing his thing for CNN? That's quite incredible.
Sanjay Gupta is one of the angels who helped convert my mom from the prohibitionist side to the pro-weed side.
Indeed.
Grateful to him.
Well,
A lot of people were converted by his words, by his official opinion on CNN. If it came from CNN, a lot of people would believe it, weren't they?
It was also very powerful, that Sanjay Gupta thing. It's the sort of thing you can go watch if you want to have a good chunk. But something that I've always not had a bone with about the whole Charlotte thing is, yes, it's significant medical matters, CBD matters, and all that. But I've always thought, was it or is it ethical to use children to market cannabis, no matter what cannabis it is? You know, I've always wondered, maybe that's a bit of an uncomfortable thing.
It's not to
I
market,
think the
bro,
point
it's
of
to
them
show.
doing that was to try and prove its safety
Yeah.
for children and elderly. I don't know. I hear exactly what you're saying. I don't know if it became an on-purpose marketing thing, or if it just was that it happened to be that this plant was grown specifically for this young lady.
Didn't she have a very
They
special...
named it all. So that's like, it's really, I feel like it's not like it was something that worked for Charlotte. The strain was literally named after her. That's like saying, that's like naming Tick after Nkosi Johnson or something like that. You know, not saying Nkosi Johnson. But I just feel like maybe, you know, it's great to look, but it felt all these years much like a PR thing as well, her story, which is good. But maybe there's other stories to be told as well now.
I think it was the Stanley brothers that took the ride, that got the best ride out of it with their strain, more than the family. I don't know.
Yeah.
Open to correction.
Well, you know what, I remember Myrtle and I did a cannabis conference in Vienna a couple of years ago, and we met somebody from Charlotte's Web, the actual company, and I thought for the whole day I was talking to one of the brothers stroke cousins. But actually, I was talking to a completely arbitrary accountant, because it was a publicly limited company by that point. It wasn't a family business in any form. It was a fucking mega corporation, which is probably laying off workers as we speak. Did you see Medigrow lost 70, they axed 76 jobs this week. Medigrow Lesotho. Everybody's fucking gone, yeah. Just like that, easy come, easy go. And I don't suppose for 1 minute they have any recourse. Bummer.
Yeah, I doubt it. How strong are the labour laws in Lesotho?
Terrible.
I wonder if the head growers are still there, they're also going to get canned.
Well, we'll find that out.
Probably canned all the locals and kept all the internationals.
Yeah.
You raise an interesting question about the child bit there, Buzz. I never really thought about it with Charlotte's Web because it seems so natural that a child with a really weird form of epilepsy, it's not just epilepsy, it's a whole different strain of it, that it worked out for a kid. Everybody jumped on it because it was a child, and it made it so benign because what about the children, etc. So now, you know, Nigel Connell's on the thread there saying they've patented Charlotte's Web. But hey, how the hell do you patent a terpene profile? It's the weirdest thing. Don't know. Very interesting. What about the children? And now she's the poster girl for seizures. How many other kids have been able to get help because of that?
Yeah.
Want to represent.
Well, thousands, hundreds of thousands, probably.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on the thread. There's a petition going for smokes. There's over 50,000 signatures on the petition for smokes now. Fucking hell. You can get blades.
Oh, nice, because when I signed it before, it was on 46,000.
Oh, so you're one of them. Okay.
I know the person who created that petition.
I just finished my last cigarette and I think I'm calling it quits from today. I've known it for a while.
That's what I said to a lot of people that I've been hearing all of them say, oh my gosh, the cigarettes, oh my gosh, or just quit.
Yeah, you're right. They've been right. You've been right all along.
Have
What
you
do
ever...
do? Like, even if you've got a whole week to go, and then what happens if they still ban it? But you know what the thing is? The government is very ensuring cahoots with British tobacco. So something's going to happen. British tobacco is going to turn around and say, listen, yeah, you need to do this, otherwise something's going to happen. And they're going to, like...
Well, they're losing millions in taxes. They could be reaping the rewards of the taxes to help fund all of the fucking state of disaster, whatever needs funding. Feeding homeless people, finding them shelters.
Immune compromise, immune system, decrease your immune system. It doesn't make it, you know.
Yeah, look, it does nothing for you. But if you're in a 12-by-6 room with 4 people, and you were planning on getting divorced to one of them, and the other 2 are under 6, and you never see them because you're at work all day, and some son of a bitch says you can't smoke ciggies as well, it's like the fucking tipping point for quite a few things. Because I haven't smoked for a long, long time, and I found it quite easy to get off. But I know that other people really, really battle even more than crack. It's a very, very hectic drug to get off. It really is. So maybe the president's going to say something at 8 o'clock. I think in 35 minutes the president comes online. So we'll get out of here before then. But the bottom line is, you see the statistics from Italy. Most of the people that went down in Italy were actual tobacco users, and they are very hectic tobacco users in Spain, in Italy. So I'm sure they had everyone's best interests at heart. But what 3 weeks on your lungs is going to do when something like COVID-19 hits, I have no fucking idea. Anyway. I
heard some random stat that the percentage of smokers who tested positive was in the bare minimum. So that set me wondering, completely unscientifically, as to whether the tar in our lungs is stopping the COVID from, attaching.
Joe, that's... I don't know, come on.
I've got a total fucking dilemma going on here. This
desperate reach, I know.
This Dabadoo fucking solventless, child-proof, bloody American load of bollocks because the child-proof lock. I've got a gram of fucking live run in here and I can't get the fucking thing open. It's sapped itself closed.
I will get that thing open, don't you worry. When we get back there, I'll get that thing open.
I've got one for you. I've got one for everybody. I've got Dabadoo kit. I've got VIP Dabadoo bags for the crew that are full of, well, remember, it's like fucking $300 to get into the place. So the swag bag is pretty fucking epic. And they're all just sitting there in the box waiting for the day when we can all sit round here again and fucking swap soggy joints. Hey, I can't get into it.
Awesome.
I'll try.
So who we got on tonight?
Pardon?
Who have we got online?
Well, we can cross over to Soweto now. Actually, I think we've got Mr. Dabo Ras Kekana. And for those of you who have done a D-Day 420, you'll recognize this dude because he is like our right-hand man. When shit goes down at D-Day, this is the main man of the ground crew, and he's done more flyer runs than anybody in the country, this guy. Tabo, welcome to the show, bro. It's great to see your face.
Bless up, my elder. Greetings, everybody.
Nice one, my brother.
How you doing now?
So,
All is well, family. I trust all is well, yeah?
All is well.
well, I don't know, Tabo, you maybe heard my story now, me going to Rivonia to drop some shopping to somebody who can't drive, and there was a whole bunch of big cars outside the local Woolworths picking up all their supplies. Is the same going on in Soweto? Are there many people on the street? Is it business as usual?
Yeah, there are people out. Not many people, though. A lot are still locked up. But, like, I'd say street vendors, there aren't any street vendors. But at the malls, the malls are packed.
The malls are packed. So now all of those big players in the malls who can afford the rent, all of the national corporations are getting some sort of money in, and all the street traders have gone away. They're the hardest hit, yeah?
Exactly. And I was checking a story today where vendors were offered permits, but when they went to get the permits, the cops chased them away.
So the cops are becoming an issue for everybody, I think, Tabo. It's like the virus has turned the cops into monsters. It's like they can do anything they want now. How's it going in Soweto with the cops? Because you and I, we've done the cops in Soweto. We've done the Soweto March, and we've done that kind of jaw, and we know the cops are miserable about stuff, but now they've got this big excuse. How's it going there with the cops?
Yeah, this side, I'd say it's not much. They haven't been passing much. I haven't seen a single soldier yet.
Really?
On this side, like just normal routine, normal patrol, nothing much. You still have guys chilling at the corner, and you see things like that.
And is there still a ganja trade? You know, our poll for tonight is how are you getting your weed on lockdown? Are you getting it online on WhatsApp, or are you doing it in person, or you've got lank dank? How's it going with the weed industry in Soweto? Has that come to a standstill as well?
I've been interacting with a few people that are dealing, so business is actually good this side because you even have people who are bulk buying, so just so that they can stay locked up and stuff. So I think the dealers this side are actually making a good business at this time because now even they actually operating at certain hours, not just any time during the day, like early in the morning and late at night.
Okay. And the prices have stayed the same?
Yeah, some have raised the prices, some have lowered the prices, and some prices are still the same.
Were you listening to our conversation about cigarettes earlier? Did you hear the talk?
Yeah.
So how much are cigarettes in Soweto now? There must be a hell of a trade going on in Soweto for ciggies now.
Yeah, cigarettes has gone very high. It's gone up a lot. It's a huge commodity now in the hood because now a carton goes for like 700 to 800. Single cigarette you get for like R5 each.
Yes, it's from R2.50 to R5.
Who you know.
That's incredible.
Wow, that is not cool.
No, it's hectic. So people are switching to the cheaper cigarettes like your Savannas. But then even those cheaper cigarettes, the prices have gone up like from R1 to R2.50, R3.
So now it's cheaper to buy. It's legal to smoke weed in your house, and it's cheaper than having tobacco in your house. Did you ever think you'd see the day, Tabo? Do you ever think you'd ever be in a world like that?
Currency is sweet.
As I'm living the dream actually right now. I'm actually laughing because now I'd say with people stopping tobacco, people are actually switching to more cannabis. Especially those people who mix their cannabis, they prefer now to smoke dry cannabis without any tobacco. So it's actually working in a good way.
That's really interesting. Changing
Nice.
people's habits all the time. And what is the weed in Soweto? Is a lot of people harvesting? Are people growing there, or is it all coming from Swazi still?
I'd say most of it is coming from Swaziland, yeah, because the people this side they still have fear with growing. They're scared of the cops too much.
Yeah.
And like
Now the
even
got
the
the army
yards are
with
too
them.
small. Like, they plant maybe one plant and you see like shit like that.
So because of everybody being so close together, nobody's really growing because there's nowhere private.
Yeah, it's only a few that are growing. It's like those people who are always on social media, people who are exposed to
Yeah.
cannabis,
Well,
unlike other people who just buying.
well, I tell you what, my brother, everybody in this crew, we're absolutely blessed that we've all got a back garden. All of us. Just a simple thing like a back garden with a fence. And we can all grow some weed and nobody
Yeah,
can see it and we can cure it and we got another few months of weed and we're not going to run out. So we know how blessed we are. So I don't know. We've got photographs in a loop within the system here. We were going to talk about the cops because the cops are doing a whole bunch of foot patrols around the locations and the townships. And if they're coming across some weed, they're just going to pull it out anyway because they're just assholes like that. It's terrible. There was a whole big bust went down. Well, not a bust. A whole incident went down in Volcom. And then there's another one in Lichtenberg. Yeah, and these guys, yeah, the crime and traffic updates. All of these people that like snitch on your neighbour people are pulling weed all the time. And this is just, they're doing patrols to keep people off the street. And then they fucking pull people's weed when they find it. It's just mull. And look at these army dudes now. What do they know about anything? They're put in this position. They're totally in the wrong job for anything.
exactly.
Do you know anybody that's had any trouble with the army or the police, Tarbo? Have you got any hectic stories?
No, nothing much this side. It's just that I'd say with the cops, what they doing, like they trying to maybe persuade people to snitch on other dealers, stuff like that. Because there was a guy like 2 blocks away from me who got snitched and they took away all his weed, but he's out now. So it just goes to show that it's just shit cops. They just went there, stole the weed, and practically stole it and just left.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
that-
exactly what they did because it shouldn't even be a matter of he's out now. He should never have gone in the first place.
Exactly.
Fuck the police.
Like after he even went to the jail cell, I think he even tried to pay them off because that's what they do. They want cash and they take your weed.
Right, and it's right.
Unless if you give them a lot of the weed.
Well, if he took a note of their names and their ranks, should be on the paperwork, he can sue them for unlawful arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But Joe, where's that money coming from that's paying for that then? Taxpayer money.
I know, we need to figure out a way.
Tarbo, is there a bit of an issue going on? How do people get busted? Is it just the neighbours? Are the neighbours... I've seen a couple of incidents on Twitter, not so much with weed, but with neighbours snitching on people walking their dog or snitching on the fact that the kids are playing out in the street. It's like everybody's turned into this asshole COVID vigilante. How's it going in your hood with that?
Nah, this side, on my side, everything is cool. You get some kids like maybe running to the shops, going to buy a few things, coming back. It's just they play like outside, inside the yard, just on the front. So they get to feel as if they're on the street.
It's interesting that you say that there's a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of Swazi going around. Does that mean there's still trucks coming and bakkies coming from Swaziland into Soweto, regardless of any lockdown? Is it happening all the time? Is there still this huge trade going on? It's incredible.
Yeah, that means there is a way that trucks are actually coming in. There is definitely a way because with cops, you all know that, especially with South African cops, as long as you have money, you get away with it.
Right.
So they probably just set up stuff, talk to the people, pay them off, and then everything goes well.
Big time. Well, I think
And they're
we.
about to triple their income on that because of the alcohol and tobacco black market that's going to start thriving now.
Oh yeah.
Cops are literally about to triple their fucking bribe income. How bad is that?
Well, our local cops are still at the local four-way stop, still trying to catch up on their cool drink money because the cops must be hurting a bit now. The roads are empty. There's nobody running red robots. There's nobody not stopping at stop streets. What are they going to do with themselves?
Yeah, it's hard for them now. It's pretty hard for them because now no one is paying them off. Most people are cooperating. It's just like people who are on the streets are people who don't have money and are actually looking to make money so that they can have food.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I see Jordan Curls just joined us from Swaziland. Jordan, hello, bro. I think we should have you on next week for a Swaziland update. We've also, it also looks like we've got Danny Danko on next week. Can you believe that? Danny's going to come through from New York, and he's just left his job, or he's just been asked to leave by High Times. He's now not senior grower for High Times magazine anymore. They've canned a ton of people. They've let loads of people go. So now I'm hoping the timing's going to be right. But imagine being locked down in New York at the moment. There's fucking hundreds of deaths a day going on there. Have you seen the whole thing going on Twitter? Have you seen the whole bunch of nutcases on Twitter going around taking photographs of everyone's hospitals? Because they're trying to prove that the hospitals are empty. But it's the car parks are empty and not the hospitals because nobody's allowed to drive anywhere. So they're actually trying to disprove the whole virus by proving that there's no one in the hospitals because the car parks are empty. Have you ever heard something so stupid in your life?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of...
Yeah, this is like just absolute, I don't even know what the term is, but like for conspiracy theorists, this has been the best time ever so far.
And if you got
They are
coronavirus,
right.
you're not just going to go to the local hospital, you know what I mean?
We have absolutely no idea where we should go or what we should do if we feel like we're feeling like shit. We have no idea where the nearest place is that could help. I've got a phone number in Krugersdorp somewhere, but apart from that, nobody really knows. Nobody knows at all. So, what do you reckon the president's going to say, Tabo? What do you reckon he's going to do? Do you think there'll be a riot if he says you've got to stay in your house for another 3 weeks?
Yes, because now for me, like with the soldiers outside and police everywhere, because it doesn't make sense for them to say people should be locked in, but there are thousands and thousands of soldiers outside which are exposed to the virus themselves.
Yes.
So I'm just thinking that they were actually hoping that the people will riot and then they'll start that thing of theirs of killing people because that's what they used to do it. So if Ramaphosa has to extend the lockdown, then I think it's going to bring a lot of trouble.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, because hungry people, Jules, as you've said before, hungry people can become very angry people.
Yeah, no, big time, all the time.
Exactly.
Shit, man.
Of desperation there.
I think he should extend the lockdown because it's going to bring big trouble because already a lot of businesses have lost businesses, especially with the black market businesses. A lot of them have lost a lot of money and they can't afford to lose more.
Yeah, well, look, even just small businesses like Buzz, he's got one of the most successful head shops in the country online. He's sitting there twiddling his thumbs because you can't, there's no infrastructure for him to take anyone's money and then do a courier, and the courier guy stays alive, and all the different companies stay alive just with a simple thing like that. I hope he does something. Somebody says here, Zolbart says he figures there'll be an extended soft lockdown. Lee Swanepoel's saying his salary's already been cut, but he's still got one. I mean, how many people out there don't have one?
Yeah.
We're still paying all of our staff from Fields of Green as much as we can, but we don't know how long we can do that for, because we're still waiting for all our deposits to come back from D-Days, and it's this whole chain reaction of shit that everybody's completely involved in. Gerd wants to know why the SAPS has to keep searching everybody. And he's right. What the fuck are the cops doing now? I saw a report on Twitter today that in the Constantia Pick and Pay in Cape Town, there are plainclothes police going in 3 times a day to try and catch the staff out selling them something that's not an essential item. Fuck's sake. Haven't they got anything else to do?
Clearly not.
Oh, Christ.
That's disgusting, actually.
Jordan is saying via Swaziland that retail stores and delivery service sales are up in America and Canada. So people are sitting there. I mean, that's the other thing that Myrtle and I were chatting about last night. What about the shopaholic in your life? You know, those guys that cannot fucking stop shopping. Yeah. we know one person like that, and we don't know how she'd be doing at this point, because if anything goes down and shit hits the fan, you just go out and buy something, whatever it is. Fuck. And the chain reaction is quite staggering.
Malls shut down, and how many jobs are there at malls?
Hang on. Okay, things are happening. I wonder how it is. I don't hear much from Swaziland at the moment, but I tell you what, we'll get Jordan on next week for a Swaziland thing, and we'll get New York in on the house, and we'll probably end up going to Cape Town as well to see how it is there, because Zolbart's saying on the live feed there that people are already brewing their own beer. So imagine that shit. Imagine back to fucking 1923 Moontime show. Are people brewing beer in Soweto, Tabo? Are they doing any Mampoors yet?
Yes, indeed. And you also have people who surprisingly, you come across them and they're drunk and you just don't know where they come from. You actually not sure what's happening with the alcohol thing, but most of them are actually smoking more cannabis now. They're stocking up on more weed and trying to quit the alcohol for good.
So do you think this is like a golden moment for weed legalization? And do you think weed's going to get even more acceptance now?
I think it's the best time actually, because now you can see that it's the only thing that's not harmful at this present moment.
I think more so for the economy though. When we come out of this, the economy is going to have taken such a hit that cannabis might be one thing that gives it a big boost, you know?
I hope so, because we're kind of right. We've got a blog post going in our head about it, and next week Monday at 6 o'clock in the morning, there's a webinar that Canatech are putting together in New York or on the East Coast. So it's 6 hours difference. So it's midday on Monday their time. So it's 6 in the morning, and there's a guy speaking called Bob Hoban. And he's one of the world's most successful cannabis lawyers. And he's in like 18 countries around the world. And we've met him and we've heard him speak. And his webinar for 30 minutes on Monday morning is about that. It's about, is this like this green moment that cannabis can either have emergency legislation, because now in America, remember, it's an essential service. We heard from Mark, we've heard from Miami, we heard from Gringo. California, it's like essential in America. So that's like this big thing going on there. Do you think it could ever be like that because of because of COVID here? Do you think they would even enact such a thing? How about it, Cyril, if you make it compulsory that we have to grow weed? Like they did in the Second World War, you know? You have to grow weed to make ship sails and fucking ropes and stuff. Am I just stoned?
Yeah, without a license, please. Thank you. That would be amazing. I see Zorbard says here in the chat that if they don't legalize cannabis after this to help stimulate the economy, they'd be dumb. And
There
I
you have
agree
it.
with him.
They haven't made the best stoner win, Ras.
Uh,
Yeah. Ricky Stone, cannabis is recession-proof.
It's completely true. Has the price of weed even gone up in most places? I don't think so.
No, it's going into harvest, but it will. I think there will be a point where it'll shimmy a bit. But right now, judging by people's Facebook posts and everybody on fucking Instagram, it's like harvest deluxe in South Africa at the moment. There's some incredible weed going on.
Lockdown harvest. Everyone's giving the most love to their plants.
Have you got, Tabo, have you got a chance to grow anything of your own? Have you got a backyard with a couple of plants, no?
I think we've lost it.
No, we haven't. Tabo, you there? Yeah, maybe we've just lost Tabo.
Oh, so that's
Okay. Every dealer on the
There he is.
Zolbart, every dealer on the street is running a COVID 420 special.
yeah, they are still, there's some nice bulk prices available around. So I see that it's actually growing. People are actually looking to grow into the market.
Well, I can't. It's just the future is very, very green. Yeah, cannabis recession proof. That's a really good way of putting it. However, Mark did say the other day from Toronto that he fears that maybe the price of weed is recession proof, but people's money isn't. Once the money starts running out, we start going through April and heading into May, and that's like a serious paycheck that people aren't going to get. And now it gets to May. By the end of May, it'll be fucking anarchy, and there won't be any money for weed because there won't be any money for fucking pap and flays. So that's the I think that's the issue. It's not like that. There'll be plenty of weed around, but people's money's going to run out. It might become an essential item very, very quickly.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have an even better price drops then to accommodate, like, you know.
Well, there's a San Francisco dispensary this week doing $1 a gram. It's $1 a gram in America. That's like unheard of. To help people out that need the weed. It's not about, everything is geared around medical as an essential service in America. So, yeah, look, there's bartering going on all over the place. Look, people are bartering, they're trading seeds for bud. It's, money might be this other weird thing in the end. Somebody's in Austin, Texas. Hello, Austin, Texas. That's pretty cool. Julie's in there from Cali. I've got 2 feeds going on now. Thank you, Neilio. Fucking far out. Cool. So we've got Facebook and YouTube going on. I keep forgetting the Facebook side of it because I'm watching the YouTube side of it. Julie, thank you so much for last week. It was great to watch it and see it come back alive later on. You did really well. We're going to do that again one day, and I'd love to come on your show and chat. And I'd definitely like a signed copy of this month's or this issue of Skunk Magazine. Okay. So in 10 minutes' time, the president's going to announce what? Joe can get a carton of cigarettes?
But it's African time, you know, it's going to be a little late.
Dan, have you got any smokers in the house?
List must be dropped.
Sorry?
You haven't got any smokers in the house, no? You're a smoke-free zone?
No, we do. There's one in the house group, but at the end of the day, you've got like what, two boxes left. Once that's done, that's it. Then the game.
Fuck, it's done.
Well, isn't that the point where they start using you as a punching bag?
Yeah, they can try. I went through it many years ago, 10, 12 years ago, so I'm happy with that. I went through it when I did, so I'm like, cool. All the smokers can deal with the smoke. But at the end of the day, I think he's gonna have to let some people have cigarettes or create some sort of trade in the country because we won't be able to handle it complete stuff again.
Wow. And are you smoking at all, Buzz? Are you back on the green a little bit now?
A little bit of green here and there, but I haven't been smoking much, eh?
And you're totally off tobacco altogether now, yeah?
Yeah, for about a year and a bit now off the tobacco. Because also I know there's a lot of stoners out there who religiously, like me, smoke weed and tobacco together. I think there's also those people who are having to now convert to clean green.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe Leafola sales are going up. Let's get Leafola on the show and see how they're doing. Maybe people are, oh no, but it's not essential. How the fuck do they get it?
It's essential. We sell it at the green side.
See, that's
I've been
It's not a
smoking
tobacco
green
product.
since
We sell it at the green side, and we're operating.
if it was for sale in a health shop, like in where the hell's that? The online shop. There's a massive online health food shop that is doing all sorts of health products, and maybe Leafola could be classified as one of those. Anyway, in 8 minutes' time, and everyone's saying, "Look, have you ever noticed? Have you ever come across our president ever being on time about anything?" So everyone's saying like fucking 8 o'clock for Cyril. They'll be waiting a dog's age.
Guys, my rail.
Look at this, yeah, there's a lot of this on the thread now, doing isolation trimming and no trimming parties and no crew around to trim shit. Everyone's sickling doing a solo harvest.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amy, Faithful to Nature. That's who it is. Faithful to Nature have got a bunch of stuff going still online. They're amazing. It's a massive site. You know, if you consider a toothbrush to be a schlep to go to, you can buy bamboo toothbrushes there and they rock. Anything, but maybe there's Leafola there. You never fucking know. You never know. And Raz, good luck, Dan, with that. When the ciggies run out, good luck, Dan. Punctual. Oh, I think it's hilarious that the fucking cigarette issue is coming to a fore and Tarbo's there saying it's fucking 700. How much is a carton before that? How much is a normal carton of ciggies?
Yeah, like 300.
300.
350, yeah.
What about the knockoff Zim ones?
Yes, even those are probably.
Oh my God! Look at that, Zolbart again. His mother. Huh?
Come again?
I'm saying there's a guy in the feed here saying his mother is growing his plants for him because he ended up at his girlfriend's house and his mother's got the plants at the other side. Oh fuck! Imagine doing video conference calling, doing all the newts and the feeding and fucking growing with my mum. Unbelievable. Terrible, eh? So Pall Mall 250s,
Well, we
sharps.
did 3 plants, I think, in the last week. We've just hung them up to dry trim. But it's looking good. No first
Okay.
harvest.
Well, we're gonna get to we'll get to your bud porn next week. Fucking hell! Look, it's right. Every
We
second
actually
night, Skype. It's every second night. It's a Skype with my buds. It's changing everything. We're doing so many things on a call like this now. Maybe it's changed the world forever. We live near Lansira Airport, and there's no fucking aeroplanes for the first time in 30 years. There's no planes. You can hear
It must
it.
be so surreal.
It's very surreal, and we notice that there's no planes because. Quite incredible. And the other thing is my gate motor fucked out because it wasn't getting used and the solar just dropped and it just stopped charging because nothing was happening and I had to reconnect everything because literally there wasn't any use on the gate motor in any form and that's what fucking sealed its fate. It's the weirdest things going on, but hey, first world problems, I guess.
It is what it is.
And I've put in a whole load of vegetables, loads of them. And the last time I did that was before the Dagga couple came along. We grew all our vegetables here for 20 years, and then the Dagga couple came along and changed everything. We got so busy, we missed out on all of that shit. So there's a whole bunch of weird seeds in the ground for something to do.
Nice.
Lee Moodley, how do we get dank in lockdown? Well, Brew, that is tonight's poll. How do you get your weed? Is it online? Do you go through WhatsApp channel or do you deliver it on Telegram? Or do you go in person and rendezvous? Or have you got lank dank? And last week's poll came in quite handy. 66% of you said you had enough weed. and a third of you said you didn't, and the other a smattering of people said they'd already run out. But basically, people seem to be pretty good in lockdown. Are you going to, Tabo, are you going to run out of weed?
No.
Rastas make sure you never run out of weed, no matter what.
No, I didn't think you were going to run out of weed, matey. It's a long time since we saw each other in person. You know when you say you don't see the army in the street and the police and stuff, are you talking about Jabalani itself? Are you in Jabalani still?
Yeah, I'm still that side, Elder. As I say, the only cop that I see most of the time is the one that lives opposite my house.
Well, that's weird because we see also on the social media side of it, we see everyone sees a different story. They don't see peace and love and harmony and people getting on with their shit. They just see the cops out there fucking being assholes about it.
I'm not really sure which areas, but in deep Soweto, there's nothing of that sort. Like it's peaceful. It's peaceful, really.
Well, that's amazing to hear. It's great to get an update from. It's great to get an update from your hood, Tabo. I'm so sorry that everyone hasn't got a garden and they can grow weed like the judge said. You know, that's the saddest part about it. We talk about it on the Hotbox so much. Everyone says you can go home and grow your weed, but what happens if you haven't got a fucking home to go to grow the weed?
Yeah.
And you're a classic case, and all of your mates in the hood, all over Soweto, there's still so much work to do. But I think it's really good news that there's still trucks of Swazi weed getting over the border and down the N4 and into the fucking hood. I think that's really good news. And I think it's epic that cigarettes are now nearly tripled in price in 2 weeks. That's a serious fucking addiction, eh? That's like nothing.
It's like European prices now.
It's pretty well. European prices are all relative as well because it's fucking 20 to 1 to the dollar, and it ain't going to change anytime soon. Just for interest's sake, because of the exchange rate, a Samsung S10, which is not the latest machine anymore, you will get 1,000 rand change out of 20,000 rand now because of the exchange rate. 20 grand for a phone now, so you could probably buy a 3 Series BMW for that. Zolbart, Siggies are 30 million a day in tax loss. Fuck. What? Is that how much they're taxing people on their addictions?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, they're coining it.
So why don't they...
And it doesn't make sense. They could use that money right now. We could use that money for good, for actual good.
They're trying to tell everybody that it's bad for your health, and if you get COVID, if you're a smoker, you've got less chance. So they're being like parental again. They're looking after you like fucking children again.
Yeah.
The nanny state.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I told you to listen to me, okay?
There's Dan Hauser. Yeah, we are going to go back to bartering brew without a doubt. Trading homegrown for food and service. I promise you round here, we've been doing that and we will continue to do that. And there's all sorts of cool things going on the plots. We're not in suburbia. The plots are a little bit different. And there's now a lady coming round with home produce and a bakkie full of stuff that she collects along the way, and she hoots the horn and you can get it through the gate, and there's an online shopping list, and it lots of, like Dale says, there's lots of positive things happening as well about society at large. But all I see on Twitter is fucking shambox and bloody cups and shit at the moment. Anyway, I think what we do, guys, is call it a day in case the president does come early. And Tabo, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We've been trying all along to get hold of Tapello. He went to ground yesterday. I have no idea, but we'll get him on again because he's always got a story to tell. Thank you, everybody on the live feed, for joining the chat and joining us from all over the country. Joe, I think you look sexy as fuck with those glasses on.
Thank you very, very much. I do love them.
I think what we'll do is get the rest of the crew some.
Yeah.
I want lightning bolts.
Did anybody...
It's like wearing a Snapchat filter, but actually wearing it.
Oh, Snapchat. Somebody has to explain that to me one day. All right. Some people keep.
I gave up. And I've been avoiding social media and all of that negativity by hanging out on TikTok. And do you know what? I just laugh so much, and it's so entertaining. And it's
What,
amazing.
TikTok? Don't I
Yeah, it keeps you away from that negativity.
Am I not too old for TikTok?
Well, before we go, Jules, can we get the poll results?
Yeah, no, they're coming through now.
Oh, was there no Instagram?
No, not tonight. It's too much.
Oh, yeah.
Too much of a. This one is on Facebook. Well, yeah, 60% of the people say they've still got lank dank. So that's pretty good. 2 weeks in, and you've still got lank dank. It's actually, you know what? There's actually a hell of a lot of people tonight done this. This is one of the biggest polls we've ever seen, to tell you the truth. There's fucking loads of people on it tonight. So 57% say got lank dank, and those guys are the hardcore people who use all their data looking at shows like this. I mean, they're weed befuck to fucking stick to the end of this 1 hour show. In person, 38%. So two-fifths of the people are going out there to meet the O. And we've got a classic video on one of our feeds on Telegram of a friend of ours doing a behind the scenes at the Spaza shop for a carton of ciggies with a fucking selfie going on. It's really hilarious. 5% online. If you go to the word Dagga on Facebook, on Twitter, just put the hashtag Dagga in, you will find a bunch of people on Telegram and on WhatsApp that are actually peddling a whole bunch of stuff on social media. I think they're as brave as fuck now. And anybody who's on that group is as brave as fuck, if you know what I mean. Because it's not the guy it's not the admin that goes down, it's all the fucking information. YouTube poll coming in now. Wow, okay, there are much more people on Facebook tonight than there are on YouTube. 85% of the people have got lank danks. There's still loads of weed at home for all of the big time stoners that are watching this show.
Everyone thought ahead, yeah.
And all the other people get it online. So there are Telegram groups that are doing it, and there are people in hustling. And Julie, our guest last week, her co-partner in Montreal, John Vagados, he said on Facebook this week, it will be the Skellums and it will be the people who've been running the underground forever that will come out on top of this. People like Tarbo in the hood there, and all the people that are side hustling, they've got more side hustles than anything else. And those are the people that are going to make it actually in the end. Even the chick who's side hustling leeks and bananas and beetroots in the backy outside. Yeah, there's Pepe Le Pew. He's stuck till next year. All of the growers are. Start your winter grow, Warren. Okay, no, I couldn't start your winter grow. Christ, we got fucking finger blisters from the scissors, dude. Have you got finger blisters yet done?
No. From grinding? No, wait.
No, from clipping.
Good old...
No, I mean from clipping.
From clipping? No, I haven't. What now? From lockdown?
Yeah, all the outdoor growers have got fucking blisters. Look at that fucking Dale looking at his fingers.
I didn't manage to get a crop in this with this one, so no, I'm not suffering with trimming this season, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, I'm very blessed. I have sons that have been professionally trained, and they've done it for me.
And Warren's thumb's got new muscles.
I just wanted to point this out. Like, I'm actually sitting on. I've got the ENCA YouTube channel open, ready, waiting for this live broadcast of Fiddle. And there's 80,252 people waiting, literally waiting online to watch this announcement. And obviously the time now is, as usual, it's 8:05, so he's a bit late. But just, you must have a look how fast this chat is going. It's like, it doesn't stop. You can't even you can't even read it, how fast the chat's going, with 80,000 people waiting.
There's all barge to get on there.
Shit, Jemana Abrams from Barcelona. Barcelona is dry, so you've been locked down just a few days more than us, but you see, Africa's a different place again. There's loads of weed in Barcelona, but the thing is, everyone was thinking that the social clubs might open just for takeaways, but they've locked it down tight. I think, Jemana, am I right in saying that they were open for takeaways for a couple of days and then they shut it down completely? So I think because of the nature of the beast in South Africa, the black market will still be alive and well at the end of all of this. There's Willem Masson saying Rizla's the issue. And he's absolutely right. People are running out of blades, not fucking weed. Anyway, that's why we have glass pipes and stuff like that. Correct. Okay, Jeremiah. Thank you, man. So we've got a friend in Barcelona who does a lot of policy work for us. And we actually know that he's just received a whole bunch of dabs. So he's good to go. But they must, again, but Spain is mind-blowing for Myrtle now, because when we left Spain, there was like 500 incidents as we got the last flight out, and now there's 150,000 or something. It's pretty fucking out there. But I suppose you got to count all the 5G towers, or see who had a flu injection, or see who smoked tobacco, or whether they were travelling on all these fucking permutations that nobody really knows anything about. Tax is 13 rand a box, says Dan. On a 30 rand, on a 40 rand box of tobacco, fucking hell, a quarter of it is tax.
That's just the tax.
Wow. Green Goblin has got blisters and cramped palms. You see, everybody wants to grow weed, but they forget what it's like clipping that shit. How many people are on that feed now, Dan?
We've got 20, that on the Cyril one.
Yeah.
88,600.
All right, what do you say we call it a day? Let's call it a day on this show and go and switch over to that shit and then see what the poll is next week. I'm absolutely convinced we'll be able to get cigarettes for everybody. And if not, we'll send it. We know where Tarbo lives, he'll get us some, but fucking hell, by the time Tarbo puts his bit on and the courier and everything else, it's going to be like £1,000 a box. 20, what's that?
I quit. That's done.
So is there 10 packets in a carton? So would people pay $100 a carton, $100 a packet?
No, the fuck.
No.
Apparently, well, at the moment they're going for $100 a packet from what I've heard from the people that are doing undercover sales of cigarettes. Easy 100 a pack.
Yeah, and some are paying 80 now at the present moment for a pack.
You check, you see? Immediately it's done. People will pay it. The thing is, people will pay it. They'll pay their last cent to buy a cigarette. I promise you.
Yeah.
Weird.
And it's cheaper than weed.
It's cheaper than weed. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Callum Campbell is saying, buy Bitcoin. I know it's a little bit off target, but is he right?
Well, he possibly could be. There's no, you know what I mean? Bitcoin, silver, buy silver. I say buy silver, but you can't because they've actually closed all the refineries. You can't buy any gold or silver or anything like that. So Bitcoin is the only thing you could possibly buy right now. That when a change happens, you could go up, you could make some money, but with our exchange at the moment, it's well, I don't even want to even talk about that. Just, yeah.
All right, so we got $80 a packet in Soweto. It's $100 outside. Let's see what the price is next week. Maybe it's back to normal. And do you imagine if he says, "Okay, we're going to open the shops up on Monday," and just that, we'll just open the shops on Monday for everybody to go and get their shit.
Oh, shops aren't open.
What, for only Monday?
Yeah, no, like you got 24 hours to get the haircut, the fucking razors, the soap, the bags of concrete you need for your project. Fucking, because like.
Did you see that you cannot buy a woman's razor, but you can buy a men's razor? What the actual fuck?
Are you joking?
I'm serious. It's just stupid.
It's because all the women's one was sold out quickly.
Big bong, John. That's quite a large one we got here. I don't. This is the biggest bong we've got. This is a flowers bong, but actually we do have a complete classic, which is That's probably the biggest one we've got, with Dana Larson's dispensary flag in the top of it. Always flying the flag for Dana. Dana's doing cool stuff. Go to Dana Larson's feed. He's doing 420 every day this month giveaways of all sorts of weird shit online. He's the most upbeat cannabis activist out there at the moment. He's fucking going for it as if there is no COVID or anything stopping him. Go check Dana Larson out. He's doing magnificent work. He's one of the greatest advocates for fucking weed there is. Anyway, okay guys, I hope you get your cigarettes. Right. Tabo, I hope everything stays cool and the army stays out of Jabalani. Dan, keep growing the beard. I think you're onto something there. It'll come right.
Thanks. Cool, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks,
Stay
boys.
safe and choose happy.
Thank you a lot, Tabo.
Respect.
Thank you, my brew. And thank you to Nelia in the background for putting all that
bless.
together.
Bless.
We're out of here. We're going to go that way and see what the president has to say. Not that I care, because I don't smoke and I'm good to go for a long time. I live on a plot. We're always stocked up. Thank you, Tabo. Big up, man. Say hello to the guys in the hood. Good night, everybody, from the Hotbox Show, episode 126. 8.